Hello again, many thanks for choosing us in this holiday edition. Now, the minority in Parliament is demanding the immediate sack of state officials responsible for allowing American rapper Meek Mill to shoot a video at the Jubilee House filled with invectives. Now, there's been widespread public condemnation of the video. The rapper, known in official circles as Robert Ramek Williams, was in Ghana to perform at the Afro Nation concert and also took advantage to meet President Akufo-Addo at the Jubilee House. Now, who made this meeting possible?
American rapper Meek Mill has been trending on Ghana's social media platforms because of this video.
I gotta chill, nah, I'll keep it one in the head. Give a you did.
Many raised eyebrows when they saw pictures of Meek Mill in a white t-shirt and shorts at the Ghana's presidency. They argued that his apparel was too informal for the presidency. That debate died down. But the teaser video of Meek Mill rapping at the presidency and cussing behind a presidential lectern has set the internet on fire. The rapper, who posted the video on his Instagram page on the 8th of January 2023, has deleted it. But whose idea was it for Meek Mill to meet the president?
I appreciate you and thank you for having us today.
I'm really very excited that my daughter Jacoma insisted that you should come and say hello to me, and I appreciate that very much. I heard about last night.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Whoa.
I had come from an environment with very little cheerleading going on, and so I created a sort of survival instinct.
Many users on Twitter are not enthused by this development and are describing it as a total desecration of the presidency.
Baba Sadiq Abdullahi Abu posted on Twitter, a rapper who has since fallen off flies a drone over the seat of the presidency. Holy cow, I think the president is already tired and may possibly hand over power if he is asked nicely. I mean, what is this? The height of desecration. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa posted, all those responsible for this despicable desecration of the Jubilee House by Meek Mill must be fired immediately. How do those explicit lyrics from the president's lectern project Ghana positively? Is Ghana's seat of government no longer a high security installation? Few Chikata posted, certainly a new low, but an unsurprising new low if you ask me. Feels like every Tom, Dick and Harry with an accent is welcomed and feted beyond measure by this presidency. No background checks or anything.
This issue has generated talking points even in homes and likely to continue for a couple of days. Will the presidency respond to this issue? Jojo Kobna, Joy News.
Well, ever since this video emerged of Meek Mill in that music recording filled with gangster language and invectives and dancing through the corridors of the seat of government, it has been condemned by the public.
This country right now, do you know what we have in this country? It's like we have a country without head. You know, the country is just, we don't just know what is going on. Meek Mill, we have people in Ghana here more than Meek Mill, but they don't have that opportunity to go to the Jubilee House to do what Meek Mill just did. In short, but we get best rappers in Ghana. Can you compare Sarkodie in terms to those guys where they talk, say, Meek Mill? You can't do that. Who does that?
What are people saying about this? So it's very bad.
As a Ghanaian, for me, it's very bad. You know, to just allow American artists just enter into our, let's say, a Jubilee House to just shoot a video. And I know some of the Ghanaians cannot even just go there and say they are going to even shoot a video. But this is where our presidents live, and we need some security there. And American artists just move from America. We don't know what have in mind. What is going to set some cameras there to know what we are doing over there? So that one day, the president, I think it's very bad that they have to allow somebody to just enter to this Jubilee House to just shoot a video. I don't think it's good.
It's not right, because the main reason why I said it's not right is you can't go to White House and go and take clip and and be saying all sort of nonsense things. First of all, I'll blame the government. The reason why I said I'll blame the government is because he gave them the opportunity to come over there to do all those nasty things. Even though he went to our Jubilee house to make a video, to do a music, okay, let me say it's cool, but you know, the words from his mouth, I don't think it's advisable, because when you are doing something, you know, there is an upcoming youth. You understand? You have to say something that will motivate the upcoming youth. You understand? So what are you expecting the youth to learn from this thing?
It's wrong. Why he no fit go White House go do that thing? Where he go can? What be he? You know, respect our government. Then what? Then they there. Then they chop money. We will they suffer on the streets. You know, they don't. You know, understand me? Why go make this kiddie?
Oh, it is normal. This is nothing bad like that. Do you understand? Music video. If you think you want to go there and do something, they can allow you. Do you understand? This won't stop the country from moving forward or something. Do you understand? So it is normal. He just feels at home. Normal entertainment. So there are issues on the ground.
Well, many of you are unhappy with the turn of events, but the minority spokesperson on Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, says officials who looked on for the video to be shot must be fired immediately.
We're going to go very, very far. We are not going to let this matter slide at all. We will insist that there is an investigation. We will insist that all of those who masterminded this national disgrace and international embarrassment are brought to book. You can expect that we will continue to push as the House remains on recess, committee to be looking into this matter. When the House returns, we will raise this matter on the floor, and we will, in carrying out our constitutional mandate, insist that heads roll, sanctions are meted out, lessons are learned, and the whole image of our presidency is protected. This is despicable. It's a desecration. Look, the presidency, the seat of government in any country, is an embodiment of the collective image, everything the people hold dear. Listen to the lyrics. Those who have argued that perhaps this was a marketing opportunity to promote Ghana, go listen to the lyrics. No mention of Ghana, and the explicit content, how our women are even, denigrated, the sexism, the misogyny, the swear words. Nothing in that content promotes Ghana, projects Ghana. So please spare me the hogwash about marketing, about promoting Ghana. It doesn't hold. Look, anybody who watches this video in the international arena will rather be disgusted and will say, what country is that? I don't want to go there. I don't want to be part of them. Which country will open the seat of government, will give its lectern, its presidential lectern, its presidential podium for such explicit content, for these totally offensive lyrics to be matted out? This is horrible. It's horrendous. And that's why I am shocked that up to now, nobody has been fired, and we haven't seen a statement from the president apologizing to the Ghanaian people.
Well, the rapper has apologized. We'll bring you his apology shortly, but a former chief of staff has waded into this. Prosper Bani said, although it was a great idea to have people from the diaspora visit the president, presidential staffers should ensure that the presidency is respected.
I subscribe to the beyond the return policy. I have no questions about that. But the way we operationalize it, and as far as it refers to the seat of government, I have an issue. One, I think that we should keep the seat of government as a security space. And that's how we manage the space under President John Dramani Mahama. It was one that was dignified. It was one that had respect. and that you couldn't come to the Flagstaff House when I was chief of staff to see the president in summer shorts, in T-shirts, and not properly dressed to meet the highest office holder of this land. Secondly, there are certain activities you cannot undertake within the space of the presidency. And to record a video, a musical video around sensitive places in the space of the president is rather unfortunate, and I disagree with it completely. In addition to that, we considered the Flagstaff House as a security zone. One, it is with permission that you bring in your phone, and if you brought in your phone, it's not always that we allow you to take pictures or make recordings. Secondly, when you bring in a video recording instrument, we interrogate the program and ensure that you have limited space, and that your objective of bringing in the camera was limited to covering the president and the presidency, nothing else. And if we allow anyone to abuse this security trust, then this whole country is open up for various types of threats.
I was just asking you earlier.
So that's former Chief of Staff Prosper Bani there, and Mick Mill himself has apologized on his Twitter handle. Let's bring you that apology. He says, my apologies to the people. If any disrespect, we're still going to push to make the connection between black people in America and Africa. What I'm trying to do is more than a video you should see coming soon. My apologies to the office also. So that's Mick Mill. We'll see if the presidency would issue any statement or any apology, or if indeed there will be sanctions following the concerns raised by Ghanaians both in Parliament and elsewhere. Now, away from that, plastics have become a headache for the country to deal with. Everywhere you turn, there are plastics lying all around. Plastic bottles, for example, have become a major problem in this country. Today, we are being told by researchers that some of the fish we eat contain microplastics affecting our health negatively. But why are people opting for plastic bottles? John News' Samuel Kojo Manu explores alternatives that could save the environment, prevent flood, and also address the economic costs of poor environmental practices in our latest Hotline documentary.
The plastic is very simple. It's very simple to take it everywhere. You can use it to travel safe. But the glass, you cannot use the glass to travel.
James, a trader at Adabraka, telling me his preference between plastic and glass bottles. He tells me plastic bottles are safe for him than glass bottles.
The plastic is good. You see, the plastic, two people cannot use the plastic. Only one person can use the plastic and throw it away. But the glass, you use it, they take it back and go and fill it again. So it will give an infection to people, you understand? But the plastic, you can even throw it away.
David, an entrepreneur, shares this reasoning of the plastic bottle being healthier than the glass bottle.
I like plastic because of the health issue attached to the plastic. The advice given to us on the radio, so it has gone into our mind that preferably plastic is better. If you handle plastic bottle, it can just fall down and then everything's scattered. But for plastic, you can take it back.
But it is not everybody that shares this reasoning. Sam is a regular patron at the popular restaurant in the capital city, Accra. He says, with his knowledge of the negative health implications of plastic bottles, he prefers glass bottles.
When it comes to the way we dispose of plastic waste, we don't separate it from the other waste materials. So recycling it becomes a problem, and you go through a lot of cycles to separate them, and cost-wise it's high. So comparing the two, I think bottle will do.
Surprisingly, I came across more people who are alert to the health impact of plastic bottles and are therefore choosing glass bottles.
The main reason why I prefer the glass bottles is that whenever you buy, let's take it for instance, with soda, Coke, and mineral and other stuffs, where they are ready to take the breakable bottles from you. But when it comes to the plastic, when you buy Coke plastic, you take it along, and if there is no substitute for keeping it to a safe, you realize that they will put it in the gutters, they will put it on the floor, and it becomes dead. Do you understand? So when it comes to the bottle aspect and the plastic aspect, I think I will support I like the bottle aspect.
So if today there is a ban that let's not produce any plastic bottled product, you would flow with it?
I'll flow with it because probably I believe some years to come, we are going to realize it's going to help us in terms of keeping the city clean. It's going to help the nation very well.
For me, I prefer the glass bottles. You know, with the plastic bottles, it has become a big challenge, and you see that a lot of plastics on the street. You see a lot of plastics on the street, but it is very difficult to see glass on the street. Yeah, so I will go for the glass bottle.
So how is this impacting the decision of restaurant operators? Isaac Lai is a supervisor at Champion Dishes at Dabraka. He says people consider the easy handling of the bottles they choose.
Maybe the person wants to take it out or something, or want to take it home. The person cannot, most of the glass bottles you cannot take it out, but with the plastic ones you can take it out. Yeah, but most of the people who come to Champion Dishes, so they prefer the plastic bottle because most of them, what they say is that the plastic bottle is easily to handle. And with that one, you can take it out. But for the glass bottles, when you need to drink it and then leave the bottle here.
To him, some people also do consider the health impact of the two before choosing.
You know, the plastic one, when it's easy, after taking the drink, you dispose the bottle. You need to put it in the bin or something. But with the glass one, what most of them have in mind is that with the glass one, after taking in the drink, it will be sent to the company. The bottles will be sent to the company, and then maybe they need to go through a process of cleaning. Yeah, they need to clean it and stuff before they can refill and then cover it again. But with the plastic one, now after they've taken the drink, they will dispose it. They have to put it in the bin, and then after everything, you have to put it in the bin. Then when they put it in the bin, with that one, it will be disposed into. They will throw it away or something, or it will be taken into a recycle place for them to. Yeah.
And you need to watch out for the full documentary on Hotline here on this channel. Let's do some other stories. Now, public sector workers are demanding an extension of the cost of living allowance following the expiration of the previous one. The government agreed to a 15% COLA for public sector workers in August last year, but the package expired in December to cushion them against the harsh economic climate. President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Serbo, says they do not expect the payment of the allowance this month.
The issue of COLA has not even been discussed, and as we speak, January, essentially COLA would not be paid because we have not agreed on the fact that COLA should be paid, because COLA was supposed to end in December. So the 15% will go off, and if we are not able to conclude, that would essentially mean that the salaries of public sector workers will see a 15% dip, and so we need to conclude.
But the president of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association, Perpetual Oforiampofo, expects the allowance to be paid this month.
We are expecting is for the COLA to run until we are done with the base pay negotiations, and then the directive is given to controller to implement. Then I think we'll have some peace. But if it's taken out, I bet you there are going to be agitations all over, and I don't think we are ready for that. We are expecting that we will not see any things done in the background that will affect our bonds in terms of their reach of maturity and the payment of coupons that needs to be done. We are expecting that all those coupons will be paid as soon as they mature.
Away from the labor front, the first consignment of crude oil under the Gold for Oil deal is expected to come in this week from the United Arab Emirates. The contract, according to government, is to guarantee the supply of cheaper finished petroleum products. The government announced this initiative in October to address the depreciating cedi against major trading currencies, especially the dollar. Deputy Energy Minister Andre Japamesa said a lot more oil companies have expressed interest in this initiative. He spoke on the AM show.
On the 10th, 11th, 12th of January, the first consignment of finished products is going to arrive in this country from the United Arab Emirates. All the necessary agreements that needed to be executed has been executed. A lot more interest have been shown by other oil traders. That whatever it is that government is doing is intended to complement what it is that the private sector, who are operators within the space, are providing, just so that we can take some pressure off the dollar, okay, and make it available to other people who ordinarily would not be getting, and hence increasing the pressure on the cedi.
You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Manu. We're taking a short break. When we return, we'll be taking the result of that poll on Joy News. We're asking you if President Akufo-Addo has performed better in this second term. You want to go there and make sure that your voice is also part of this after the break. Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Let's do some other stories now. The youth wing of the National Democratic Congress says it is targeting 1 million first-time voters to help the party win the 2024 elections. According to the national youth organizer of the party, George Opariado, the party will radicalize the youth through a series of training and resources to enable them achieve their target. Speaking at the first general meeting of the Cape Coast North constituency, George Opariado indicated they are aware of the schemes of the governing NPP and may pull out before, during and after the elections, and that is why the party's youth wing is being energized.
Opariado indicated that the party is empowered to radicalize the youth to win power for the NDC in the 2024 general elections. The national youth organizer mentioned that radicalizing the youth will be done by arming them with the requisite information to ensure that the party's victory in the 2024 general elections is assured. He applauded the Cape Coast North Youth Organizers' initiative to mobilize 10,000 first-time voters in the Cape Coast North constituency, adding that first-time voters are a critical component of an electoral process.
And the National Youth Wing will take on this initiative and try to extend it across the country. First-time voters are a critical part of our electoral processes. They determine who becomes president in this country. So for Cape Coast North to score this first, I can assure you that the NDC will pay the necessary attention to this project, try and replicate it in all other constituencies, and see to it that at least a minimum of 1 million votes are galvanized across the country as first-time voters to support the bid of the NDC in claiming power in 2024. 2024 is not going to be easy. We have to work extra hard. And by working extra hard, we might identify where the voters are and make sure we get them out on election day to come and vote. Also, this government will not go down without a fight, so we should be prepared to go all out and do whatever it takes to save this country from the claws of this inept and dishonest and despotic administration we call the government. So we need to radicalize them in terms of ideology, in terms of philosophy, and in terms of information and getting out the votes typically. I also emphasize that when I speak about radicalism, I was not talking about giving them guns to go to war. but rather arming them with the requisite information that they require to go out there to win power for the NDC in 2024.
The NDC Cape Coast North Youth Organizer, Godfred Onsunyameye, reiterated the words of the National Youth Organizer and stated that he will rally the support of the Member of Parliament for the constituency to reach out to the youth and first-time voters in the constituency.
We are mobilizing for Victory 2024, and as part of that agenda, we have taken upon ourselves, the Youth Organizer of Cape Coast North, to mobilize the new voters or the first-time voters, because they are very key towards 2024, and that's the more reason why we launched this operation, 10,000 new voters. These people are very crucial. They are first-time voters. Most of them are naive. We cannot just, based on the poor performance of the government, that, oh, everything is fine. We have to go reach out to them, speak to them, encourage them that everything will be fine in the near future. And when NDC comes to power, what is ahead of us and what is in stock for them.
The Member of Parliament for Cape Coast North, Dr. Kwamina Mintanya, also lauded the initiative. He advised the youth and other members of the party to be cautious about their utterances, as they can be used by people as a yardstick to judge the party's leaders.
We've not had youth organizers that will come up with such program for the entire year like we have had now. And then the fact that our agenda to be able to get a particular vote for the NDC, once we rally all the youth organizers together, we're sure we shall be able to achieve it. And I think it's a laudable idea, and we all support him fully. I think that our utterances amongst ourselves and to other people create some perception about our leaders. So I was only cautioning them to ensure that the remarks they make or the utterances they make, they should be very mindful. Because you may say something that in your mind is okay, but somebody may have a different perception of what you are saying. And I think that even though leaders need to be criticized, we need to do that contrastively. You have your leaders. If you want to say something to them, just call them or call their PAs or meet them and discuss.
Abdallah Osman's report for Joy News.
Now, authorities in the Northeast region have expressed worry about the rising number of robbery attacks in the West Mamprisi municipality. The municipality, since the beginning of this year, has recorded 4 robbery attacks, resulting in deaths, injuries, and loss of properties. Addressing a gathering of residents in Bimsi Sayo, where 2 suspected robbers were lynched a few days ago, the regional minister, Yidana Zakaria, urged the residents to be vigilant and take all necessary precautions to remain safe in their communities. Ilyasu Tanko reports.
Parts of the West Mamprisi municipality are experiencing a rising incidence of armed attacks suspected to have been carried out by highway robbers. Since the beginning of this year, 4 major attacks have already been recorded at different locations on the Tamale-Bolaga Highway and in the Waliwali Township within the municipality. The first incident of the year is said to have been recorded on the 1st of January when a bus with registration number AC 393-22 from Boko in the Upper East region was ambushed by the suspected robbers in the community of Sayu at the gate of Waliwali Township. The details of the incident indicated that although the attack was quickly fueled by the timely presence of the police in the area, angry residents of the community later lynched 2 Fulani young men they suspected to be behind the attack. Then, on the 4th of January, a mobile money vendor in Waliwali Township was attacked and robbed of a huge amount of money from his workplace by armed men on a motorbike. The third attack is said to have occurred on the evenings of 6th of January. In this attack, a cargo truck loaded with livestock from Boko to Kumasi was targeted by gunmen who opened fire on the vehicle, leading to the death of a passenger. The latest attack occurred on the 9th of 7th January, again on the Tamale-Bolaga Road at Kukwabla, where the gunmen targeted a Kia bus with registration number AP262-22 headed from Kumasi. Speaking at the Durbar of Chiefs and People of Bimsi Sayu, where 2 suspects were beaten to death by the residents, the Municipal Chief Executive, Arabia Osomolaki, urged the residents to continue to support the security agencies in the fight against the robbers.
This is Johnny Prime with me, Ernest Kojo Manu. Razak Musbao is standing by with sports after this break. Please stay with us.